You want a confusing, painful, complex romance to watch anime? Especially when you want your single ass to cry? Well, then Scums Wish is the anime for you.
Mugi.
違うでしょ。お兄ちゃん。
All of you!
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Scums Wish, however, is for the true masochists out there. You definitely have to enjoy hating yourself if you actually enjoy watching this. Or you could just be someone who can really appreciate a good story, the art, the special scenes, spoilers alert. Besides watching this for the purpose of inflicting emotional self-harm, you can't deny that you should consider watching this series where its brilliant display of storytelling and presentation, and I'll get more into that very soon. In the first few seconds, you'll instantly know whether this is for you or not because they put you in very deep from the very start. From the very start, you're placed into the inner struggle of a girl named Hanabi who just doesn't know what to do. Hanabi has loved her childhood friend and neighbor Narumi Kane for as long as she can remember, so she is elated to discover that he is her new homeroom teacher. Damn, another soldier fallen to friend zone. She affectionately calls Oni-chan due to the age gap. She believes that there can never be anything romantic between them. At the same time, there's another student named Mugi who is also in love with someone from his past, a Kane Minagawa, who also so happens to be a teacher at their school as well. He is placed in a similar situation of not being able to be with her, and guess what? Hanabi's crush Naru. And if you think this is how worse it is, oh man, just wait. Because the love triangle is definitely as big as Nicki Minaj's ass. This is an absolute disaster. At this point, I'm telling myself this cannot possibly get any worse, and later on I realize I cannot be any more wrong. Mugi was tutored by a Kani in middle school, and has been in love with her since then. Through a chance meeting in the hallway, he encounters Hanabi. As these two lonely souls spend more time together, they decide to use each other as a substitute for the one they truly love, sharing physical intimacy with one another in order to stave off their loneliness. I say like because the characters claim that their relationship isn't sexual, because they haven't done it yet. But is it even believable after scenes like these? Nah man, you ain't capping us on your unholy works. Even though they're just kissing, I guess, but they're kissing with an immense amount of passion that makes me argue that their relationship isn't a tiny bit sexual. What's more funny about this show is the fact of trying hard to cover up depressing aura of the show with some lighthearted moments, but they easily and quickly get overshadowed by the depressing reality that is in their complicated love. They tried really hard to crack jokes and lighting things up to create some breather from the depressing drama, but you just get sucked into that living in a dark basement like depression by watching the show. I thought it was a human story back to just include it out of nowhere like that. But besides that, I don't even like any of the characters in this series because the show really tries to make you hate them so hard. Everyone is just so self-righteous, so self-fulfilled, self-centered, conceited, and manipulative. So definitely the characters' likability shouldn't be the reason you're watching this, unless you're going by just appearances, or the very, very holy scenes, then well, that's a different story. Getting back on track before you start the series, or maybe in the first minute or so, oh it's going to be like, what, 6 to 8 episodes before anything actually important is going to happen, right? Yeah, that's not going to happen. They just got straight into it immediately. You don't even get a chance to take in what is happening before realizing that everything is just going wrong. Regarding Hana and Mugi, one may think or get a slight suspicion, a tiny feeling that there might be just a small ray of hope or possibility that they could end up possibly genuinely falling for each other. Maybe. Sure, they may say it's a substitute kind of relationship, but it's obvious that's not the direction they are going. If you're a few episodes in, by now you're probably at the point where you're like, alright, this is just going to be routinely shit done by them, this thing that they promised and wish they use each other to comfort themselves until they are finally loved back from the people they actually love. I'm so sorry that this is not the case. It just gets worse. It just keeps getting worse. It can't stop getting worse. It keeps going downhill like a car crashing from the Dan Hill while you're inside the car and hoping you don't die. I mean, I hope that doesn't actually happen. I'm being really repetitive here, but at least I'm getting my point across. In this high school, almost everyone is a sexually frustrated animal. I mean, everybody is thirsty and just looking at everyone, as though they were objects, but at the same time, it is very compelling to watch and relatable to the new generation of teenage love. No offense to our teenage viewers though. In a struggle for everyone to go around, the storyboard writers spare no expense. Animation was brilliant, well done. You can tell that most, if not everything, is hand-drawn, which is my personal favorite style of animation. Outlines are very crisp that accentuate the display of every character and very clean. Lots of details in various areas. I mean, look at that. They actually animated the dimming of her phone, and let's forget the fact that I was looking both at her legs and phone. Okay, caught man, but in all seriousness, the animation is brilliant. As for the characters, just know that, as the title says, everybody is scum. That's right. Nobody is spared because one of these characters just so happens to be disgustingly sadistic. I don't know how to describe these characters without sounding like someone I don't want to be actually anything out of that. But the point is that everyone's cheating on each other and how disgusting the situation has become because of that. There are very little flaws, at least in my opinion, of this series. If you can't handle this amount of emotional disaster, maybe just take a slope, but still watch it. Or just not watch it. A lot of people dislike the series because it tackles such controversial and sensitive topics on human relationships, and to be fair, I can understand where they're coming from. It's a depiction of how these emotions make us human, and that in one way or another, we're just as terrible as everyone else. Now personally, Hanabi to me was the best and most relatable character in the series, although not in the way you'd expect. I haven't been in the screwed up relationships like Hanabi, but as an introvert looking at another, I could empathize with most of Hanabi's emotions, that feeling of wanting a physical and emotional connection, but at the same time enjoying being alone with your thoughts. It's hard to convey, but I think any introvert can understand where I'm coming from. This paradoxical dichotomy of wanting human connection, but also being content with just yourself. I think Hanabi put it in the best way. It feels nice to be alone. You can see things clearer when you're alone. While Kuzu no Honkai could easily be confused with a story of love and heartbreak, I saw it in a different light. It was about the loneliness within every character in the series, and how, due to this fear of being alone, that everyone tries to find a surrogate to fill their desires. Hanabi at first was a pure and innocent girl, hovering feelings for the person she loved. However, as the series progressed, feelings of guilt, sadness, and regret flooded her mind as she partook in relationships with Mugi and her best friend, while also knowing that Akane was a psychopath. Using Kane to get back at her, all these feelings that were once unknown to her came rushing out, and it's because of this that she became scared and confused. Hanabi started doubting her own feelings. Was it love that she felt, all just self-indulging in her own fantasies? I guess if you're really sensitive, or you can make it be a love-hate relationship in which you'll be thinking, wow, this series is so brilliantly. Let's face it, you're going to be conflicted either way. And if you're a sadist mass kiss or an actual scumbag yourself, everything I just said means nothing, and you should be able to watch with little to no consequences to your psyche and emotional health. At the same time, everything is wrong with this series. For those looking for the less ambitious answer or less bullshit answer, objectively, it is amazingly well done. What recap or review you want us to do next? Comment down below and make sure to subscribe.